Felt a great disturbance in the force.
Hello, what's up, everybody? We are here for our first live stream. How's everybody doing this evening? Can you guys hear me? Am I actually alive in the ether? All right, let's see. We've got Josh on. All right, I hope everybody's doing good. Thank you so much for joining me for my first live stream. Matter of fact, I think we're going to go ahead and get joining, get some guests joining in. We're going to go ahead and hop in. We've got a person waiting here, none other than Mr. Matt, MidTNGeek. You are coming on to the stream. How's it going there, Matt? I think we've got a little delay on the feed, but you should be able to go ahead and jump on in. I've got you on. Can you hear me, Matt? Hey, there's Matt. We can't hear you, though.
Good, you?
Hey, there he is. What's going on, brother? We're doing really well. Yeah, it's so working out a lot of the kinks of our first live stream. Matt, I can hear you good, my friend. I know it's going to be a little delayed if you guys are watching the feed. Or my guests are watching some of the feed here on YouTube. So yeah, let's just have a conversation. If you guys can hear me, everybody can hear you, and the delay will catch up with us. So Mr. MidTNGeek, how are you, my friend? Can you hear me there? Tell you what, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and introduce everybody into the screen. All right, Hans, Shakeem, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, there's Hans. All right.
Doing good.
Well, how's everybody's evening this evening?
Pretty good.
Awesome.
Pretty well and everything, dude. Just got back from seeing one of my old, well, not old, like some family member that I haven't seen in a long time and everything. So just got back from that. It was pretty good and everything.
Dude, that's great. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Hans, you been in the gym?
Yeah, I just got home from the gym. I had work this
morning. Let's go.
Yeah, I had work this morning, then went to the gym, now I'm here.
Awesome, man. Can you guys still hear me okay? Just switched over to some headphones so it wouldn't bleed back through. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Well, we'll carry on. Look, we are going to talk about Power Morphicon. Now, obviously, I did not make it to Power Morphicon this go around, but you guys did. You guys actually attended Power Morphicon. Of course, we had a just looking at some of the chat here with Matt. I think he's got a bad delay, which obviously for us. So the way that I'm streaming this, and I know that a lot of folks who do live streams. StreamYard is a very popular platform. I'm actually utilizing OBS. I won't get into all the technical stuff on that, but if you're a streamer and you ever watch this, would love your advice on ways to make the stream nice and smooth. But the trouble with my guests is they can't necessarily see me the way that we have this set up, so we're more or less going to talk and communicate a little bit as if maybe it's more podcast style, right? Since you guys can hear me. And we can hear each other in real time, but the video itself is going to be a little bit delayed. So, but that said, guys, we all met at Rangerstop. So maybe we talk a little bit about that first. Kind of how we all ran into each other. Shakeem, it looks like he just went off the camera, but Shakeem and I were volunteers. We worked right beside each other there at the booth. And just as you usually do with a lot of these events, you end up making a lot of friends, and you end up keeping connections and making connections that last for a whole long time. So Hans, tell us a little bit. You went as a guest to Rangerstop and a guest out to Power Morphicon. How was your Power Morphicon experience?
Oh, it was a lot of fun. Um, I was really tired afterwards, but it was worth it.
Well, were you there every day for Power
Yeah,
Morphicon?
I was there for all 3 days. The first day was kind of short. It was from 4 to 8. So I guess that gave us like a lot. It gave like the Rangers time to like adjust, and then Rangers were like flying in and stuff. I guess still the day of, and so I feel like 4 o'clock was like a good start time, and then I remember what did I do when I first got there? Oh yeah, I just went to the Dino Fury team like first thing when I got there, because I feel like I'm pretty cool. I don't want to say close, but I'm pretty cool with all of them, especially from Rangerstop. And they all remembered me. Like when you asked me, "Oh, did Jacqueline remember you?" And I was like, "Yeah, I did." Surprisingly enough. And then like I already knew Chance from like a long time ago. And then Russell remembered me because I met him a while ago too, like before Rangerstop. And then they all remembered me. Even Kai remembered me too. I went up to Kai, and then Kai was just like, he was drinking or eating something. He was like, "I know you," and I was like, "No, you don't." And then I was like, "You know me?" And he was like, Kai was like, "Well, I don't physically know you. Like, I haven't, but I've seen you online, like on Instagram, because you're like an active Power Ranger fan and everything, because I've like tagged him in posts and stuff." So that was pretty cool. But yeah.
Yeah, he was the one missing for sure from Rangerstop. I know that so many people came up and just they kept asking about Kai, not being there, and and there were so many moments where all of them were together, and you can tell that the camaraderie is really tight with that group, for sure.
Yeah. Like, yeah, even Kai was only supposed to be there Friday and Saturday, but he made it out on Sunday with his family. Like he just came, he just showed up, and then he was just hanging out at Chance's table. If you even look at his Instagram, he's like on Sunday he was like, "Oh, I got a picture with all the Dino Fury cast," and I thought that was hilarious.
Oh, I mean, the I don't know. I mean, there are, if you look at a lot of the Ranger teams, there are very few of them where the entire team still sort of have a dynamic. Now I know that they're the most recent ones to sort of come off filming and production, and like do one of those things that just you kind of give it time, and some of that changes, but overall, yeah. So you were there for the full experience, and now did you guys stay close by? Like, were you able to kind of get involved with all the fans and the others who were there at the convention? Or I know that's kind of a big part of it.
Oh yeah, I met a lot of fans. Like everyone was really friendly. That's what I loved. That's what I love about Power Ranger fans now, because Rangerstop was my first Power Ranger convention, and I wish I had gone to more sooner, because it's just like everybody loves Power Rangers, so I just got along with everybody. But with Power Morphicon, there were so many Rangers. It was like almost all the Ranger teams were complete. It was just like missing like one or two Rangers. The Beast Morphers team was complete. There was a lot from Dino Charge. There was a lot. Like, even I was so happy to even meet like a few of the Mystic Force, Operation Overdrive, SPD, Ninja Storm, Dino Thunder. Just like, because those like Disney era was kind of like my era that I grew up with. And so, like, I was just like really excited to meet all of them.
Well, did you have a particular favorite person, or someone who was really high on the list? Like, I know there were some of the Sentai folks that joined in as well.
Yeah, I actually didn't meet them. There was a lot of people in line for Sentai people, but I think just like for me personally, because this was like my first Power Morphicon, it was Johnny Young Bosch. He was like the one that I wanted to meet the most.
He's a great dude, man. I met him at Nashville. I don't know. It was wild. Like, it was a hot mess, if you will. Sorry, here I'm getting. I think some of the guys are having a little trouble here, and
I know. I see the stream, and and they're like blacked out or like greened out.
Yeah, we can fix these guys here real quick. Give me 1 second. I'll fix their
Yeah, no worries.
connection here. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. We'll get you guys back into the stream. A little technical difficulty. Never stopped anything. All right, Shakeem, you should be popping back in here, my friend.
Okay, I hope so. Let's see here.
Matt, let me fix you. Oh, Matt's back. Okay, Shakeem, let me get you back in here. Sorry, everybody. You know, it wouldn't be a stream without a couple of hiccups.
True.
I think everybody can hear you, though. I can definitely hear you. Give me 1 second to switch scenes, and maybe we'll come back and see if we've got you in there. You show frozen on our side, Shakeem. Not sure if you want to jump back in, like jump out and jump back in. I think we can get you fixed up there, no problem.
Yeah, I can do that and whatnot. I'll just, I guess, jump out and then come back in.
Yeah, just use the link, and then I'll get you back in the stream.
Sounds good.
Awesome, buddy.
Alrighty.
Okay, so Matt, while we got you back in here, so Power Morphicon next year, are we going? Are we selling everything we have, trying to make it to Power Morphicon next year? I can't hear you. Can you hear me, Matt? There he is. Shakeem's back.
Yeah.
We're in the feed. I think we're still having a little trouble over here with Matt, but Hans, Shakeem, I think you guys are loud and clear here.
Can you hear me now?
There we go.
My kid was throwing fits, so I turned my mic off.
Oh, you're good, dude. Hey, you're good. We just appreciate you being here hanging out with us. I know Matt and I have joked for quite some time about winning the lottery and what would we do with our winnings. We would trek across to California. So when, meeting both of you guys, down in Rangerstop, Atlanta, and then seeing you guys out there really having a good time, I had to live through you all. Like, I won't lie. I told Hans that the other day. It's like I was living through your post on Instagram. And you guys had a great time. So how was volunteering, Shakeem? What was the experience like flying all the way out there? Who were you with?
Man, it was crazy. So first off, going to PMC was just a spur of the moment because I was not going to go at all because I'm like, between cons and whatnot, I'm just like, dang, that's kind of going to be like a little bit struggle with the money wise or whatnot. But thankfully, it wasn't that bad. But I would say PMC volunteering is a little bit more different how to do it in Rangerstop because like they gave you a bunch of emails and with like instructions on what to do. I would say like normal stuff where you would tell like people who never been or like need some information and everything, just general stuff and whatnot. But when I was going there, I was a little bit ticked off in some sort of form because my job or whatnot. Oh, well, first of all, there's a California law, I guess, a labor law or whatnot, that you go do volunteer for 4 hours. So I was like, oh, okay, never heard of that, but made it work and everything. And like I said, I was a little bit ticked off in some sort of form because when I kept getting the emails and whatnot, there were a couple of things they wanted me to do, and I was like, no, I'm here to help out the person who was getting everything set up and everything. And I got this email. I'm just like, man, I'm not doing none of this. You got to be. I was literally gonna say, I'm not going to PMC. I'm not going with all this. I was like, nope, I'm canceling my trip. But I still went and everything, and then thankfully, just pop up out of nowhere, I got an email saying they had talk to someone and whatnot, and they had assigned me with Russell Curry. I was like, yo,
Isn't that so funny? Isn't that so funny?
that is pretty funny. It
I
was
mean,
so.
well, I saw somebody take a picture, and it wasn't of Russell or of you, and I saw you in the background of the picture with Russell, and I thought that was so funny. I was like, what are the odds that he is with Russell this go around?
Yeah,
Hopefully Russell was well.
oh, Russell was amazing. Russell is very, very cool in everything. Like just like at Rangerstop, his first time he did day one, he wore his Clippers jersey.
I saw
And
that. Yeah, which he was a little more in his element there, I guess. So
yeah, he was more it was
he was on
somewhat
home
because
turf almost,
yeah, but more people on the Lakers side and
Yeah,
everything and
that's
whatnot.
true. Very fair.
Hey, man,
Yeah.
to each his own. But
Hey, I still got the basketball from the table. It's like I mean, he didn't know what to do with it, so it's like,
yeah,
what do you do with it? So yeah, I kind of took it. It's always a good conversation point. I just keep it here on the corner of the desk. But dude, that's awesome. I'm so glad that you got a chance to hang out with Russell. So were you pretty much wrapped up the entire time volunteering? Did you get much? As obviously you got some pictures with folks, but did you get much chance to get out and meet people? I know with Hans, and we're gonna pull up the Instagram, a bunch of the pictures and talk about some of the folks he met. But I saw he got to meet. I mean, everybody was there. I mean, literally.
yeah. Yeah. Literally, if Russell was not at his desk, at his booth or whatnot, that's when we mostly took a break. We took a break out on the same time. He has a little board, so he'll be back at this time, and then we just come back out on this certain time and everything.
He took the advice. Good job, Russell. That's why something I told him that last day. I was like, you might get you like a beer at back sign or something like that. So good.
I wrote some of the times down and everything. Literally, the whole panel for Dino and Cosmic Fury. Hunter wanted me to grab the board and say, back in this certain time, point, have two arrows facing both ways to show that this whole side is
That's
gone.
awesome. That's so
And
funny.
and
They
it
struggled
worked
with
out.
that a lot at Rangerstop. That was a big problem that Russell had. A lot of his panels were, like they would have a Dino Fury, a Red Ranger. I mean, he'd be gone for like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. I remember a guest particularly that he was getting ready to go out to do an interview, and this is actually something that was really cool with him. And I love these kind of stories. He was a special needs guy, and it was his mother, and they were from up north somewhere, and they were just about to have to leave, and they made it over to the booth. He was in the wheelchair, and the last ranger that he needed to meet was Russell, and it was just at the time Russell had to go out to do an interview, and I could tell they were bummed, and so I went and I just went out there and told Russell the situation, and I mean he stopped everything, came back in there, met the fan, got a picture. I mean it was a really cool moment. But you see a lot of that in this community, which is why I like this community. And going back to something Hans mentioned earlier, it's like when you get around a lot of these folks and you meet a lot of these new friends, I mean, y'all become friends. Like, I mean, we met back in June. We've been staying connected. I love following your guys' content, as well as a lot of others that are in this community. And so, Hans, going to jump back to you here real quick, my friend. So out of all the people you met, we were talking a little bit about Sentai, and we hit, I think, some technical snags. But did you get to meet any of the Sentai folks?
Didn't.
You didn't? Okay.
I didn't like the lines. I was even surprised. There's another guy that's like kind of like well known in the Ranger community, Javier. I was like hanging out with him a little bit. He always wears like a rainbow hoodie, and then I was just like, "What line is this?" We were walking around, and then I was like, "What line is this for?" Because it was like such a long line, and it was for the Sentai people. And then I was just like, "Oh, everyone's trying to meet them right now." Like it was like there was just like a huge flock of people, and then like the line was so. I was like, "What's this line for?" And then some people were like a little snappy. They were like, "Oh, it's to meet the Sentai people," and then they're just like, "The end of the line's over there," and I was like, "Oh." okay, like never mind. I'll just like, because for me, I'm like one of those people. If I'll go to your table if it's like nobody's there, but if the line is kind of too long, I kind of just walk around and wander until I see like an open table. Like there was one person that I met that was really I don't know if you guys know Sarah Tom. I think Sarah Thompson. She played Fran in Jungle Fury.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's like
Okay.
nobody at her table, and then we were talking for a long time. I even cried with her because I told her about how Jungle Fury was my favorite scene, and I started crying with her about that, which is pretty funny.
That is
Yeah.
that is awesome. So, uh, who would you say, aside maybe from Sentai, like who were some of the? I mean, was it the typical Rangers who were, really popular, sort of wrapped around, the convention
Um,
floor, or was there any kind of like standouts or surprises, at, like how sought after or popular one particular person might be? Somebody that maybe doesn't do cons a lot or something.
um, somebody that doesn't do cons a lot. Well, can't think of any right now.
Because
I mean,
so many, yeah, so
Alicia
many of
Pruitt, or
those.
actually Pruitt, how do you say it?
What was that,
If
Matt?
anyone else wants to
Alicia
tag,
Pruitt, the SPD Pink, she was rare.
Yeah, it's
oh
her.
yeah,
Um,
So I was like, if I knew she'd be there, if I knew you were going to game, I would send my figure to you for my daughter to get signed.
see,
Well, that's the bond we're forming here, right? Is that we could all help each other out there when that kind of stuff happens. So, and hopefully, like find our place in the community as well. I mean, it's the fans are certainly something that keep it alive. And I'm not like I mean, I say I'm not super deep. I'm surrounded by Power Ranger stuff, but it's like I don't know all the nuances. I couldn't tell you what happened in like season 4, episode 3 of this. It's like I don't have that level of depth and knowledge. I can barely remember what I did yesterday, much less all the details. But so if they're like in the case of kind of the rare actors, were there any kind of panels or anything you guys were surprised to see, or that they did, or did you guys get to? I know Shaquem, you probably I don't know if you got to hit any panels or anything like that, but Hans, I know you did.
oh yeah. I went to the Jungle Fury panel, the Dino Fury panel. Um, I went to the costume contest, which was really funny. I have a video from that I didn't even post that I need to post. It was just like someone in a Megazord. They were in the Super Megaforce costume, and it
Okay.
was everyone was laughing at them because they struggled walking around. They won the contest too, just because he was the only Megazord. And then I also went to the diversity panel. It had Al Janabella from Jungle Fury, Peter Sidarso from Ninja Steel, Faraz from Mystic Force, Angie Diaz from Mystic Force, Danny Ramirez from Wild Force, and then Deborah from Time Force. So it was just like a good
It's
mix.
a
It
good
was
mix of people.
yeah. Algin Abella was actually not supposed to be on the panel, but he was sitting right behind me, because like he remembered me when I met him at his table, and I was like, you should go up there, and he was like, oh. He was like, he was like, I'm just spectating. And then the announcer noticed that he was sitting in the crowd behind me, and they were just telling him to come up on stage. All the other Rangers told him to come up on stage, and he didn't want to, but he ended up going up on stage, which is pretty funny.
Now, was that who did Rita, cosplayed as Rita?
The host.
No, I'm thinking of someone different, but the name sounded like someone that I remembered that from Rangerstop that had done Rita cosplay. I can't.
Oh, probably she was the one that was hosting was a big Ranger fan too.
Yeah.
So and I
Well,
forgot that.
is cosplay. I saw the Megazord, right? The dragon.
Mhm.
Tracy Lynn Cruz is who I'm thinking of, that had posted a bunch of pictures with with some of the cosplay and the Megazord.
Oh
So
yeah.
any cosplay that kind of blew you away? I mean, I saw a clip tour. I saw that. I've seen tons of
That was a good looking
pictures.
one.
That was
Yeah.
an amazing Ecliptor. Yeah.
Yeah, the clip tour was really good. There was like someone, I keep bringing it back to Jungle Fury, but someone was dressed as Jungle Master Mode Blue, and I was
That
just
one was
like,
nice.
I saw
yeah,
that.
it was a
Crazy.
nice costume. It was like really good.
And I think the
I,
actor, did you see the video, the little reel that they made where he did the
yeah,
morphing and then behind
we're
him
all
did
doing
the
more. Yeah, that was really good.
You know, it blows my mind a lot of the work that goes into those costumes.
Mhm.
Um,
Thanks.
I mean, it's so much talent.
Yeah.
So the everybody seemed like they were out in cosplay. So crowd size, like were there, the size of the expo looked a good bit bigger than say Rangerstop. It looked like the size of a normal convention.
Hmm.
So were there a lot of people? Did pictures make it look busy, but from your guys' perspective,
There
were there
was
a lot of folks that turned out?
there was a lot of people.
Saturday. That's all I gotta say. Saturday.
So Power Rangers aren't dead, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, it was even I even there was someone that I was met at the airport, and then I was wearing a Power Ranger shirt, and they were just like, "Oh, do you like Power Rangers?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I was actually just at a Power Ranger convention." And then they were just like, "Oh, Power Rangers is like coming back now. I feel like everyone's talking about Power Rangers again." And I was just like, "Yeah, pretty much."
That's right. That's right. You remember that. Yeah, you remember
Yeah.
that. Matt, you want to throw? You got some questions and stuff you want to throw out there? I know you've seen tons of Power Morphicon content. I've watched a few several vloggers from out there as well, trying to get a feel of what it feels like to be amongst that many fans and rangers.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just more curious about the experience as well. I mean, of course, you hear things, the not so good things. I'm just curious if you guys had seen or heard anything that maybe didn't go as well. We caught wind that I guess one of the main guys quit like on that Friday, and maybe there's some chaos caused from that. But if you guys as volunteers or fans got to see that side of things or anything behind the curtain.
Hmm. I
Go, Shakeem. Yeah, give us your good stories. Spill the
I mean,
juice.
Oh, I didn't know it was a question.
I don't think there was like bad anything bad. Honestly, there was nothing much. Everything was just going smooth and everything. Um, well, I can't say. I mean, you always got at least someone who goes to the cons and whatnot, and it's like like the body language is just hold on now. There was a couple I've seen, but there was this one guy. I don't know, but from the voice, it was like I can't even explain it. But the main thing was what he was wearing. This man is dressing up like he was a 2000s gangster rapper. The hat is tipped all the way to the side. Big old, I'm saying 3X, 4X shirt, and you smaller than this. So it looks like it's eating you, and you got big old baggy pants. What I don't know if you're really sagging or whatnot, but I'm just like, what?
It was cosplay, bro.
What
Yeah,
cosplay is that?
yeah, it's cosplay. No, it's real. What if there's a no limit soldier? Chanting there.
Oh my god!
Take it
Well,
back.
he kept giving like the Rangers cigars and whatnot, and it's kind of like, dude, no one knows. Sorry, dude, no one knows you or anything. You don't know where that's at. I'm like, okay. Other than that,
Do you see any fun, like interesting things given to Russell while you were there? I know that's the one you're with, or anybody around you, because there's always some interesting stuff.
Yes. So apparently, these group of girls, I'm gonna say 5 or 6 of them, I don't know. Apparently, there was a meme of Russell saying "Is Zay Timber" or something like that. And later they had this picture. They all came together, took a picture of Russell. Russell's holding the meme picture and everything. And then one of the girls had like I don't know what a little portrait camera, the thing that automatically gives you a picture, or whatnot, kind of printer or whatnot.
Okay.
Literally did it right there. Let them be dark or whatnot, and then come back up. Gave Russell one of the pictures, him in the meme and everything. I'm just like, wow. It was
wild.
It was crazy. Like,
That's cool.
They waited for that one. I'm just like, hey, here y'all. This is cool. This is fun.
So we've got Josh in the chat. I'm gonna go through a couple of chats here. Question: any favorites y'all got to meet?
Whew. Any favorites?
Yeah, any favorite people? And maybe they weren't Power Rangers. Maybe there was somebody in the community that you wanted to meet, and they were there. You know, I don't know.
Oh man, let me see.
Because the influencers were wild at that event. Like for instance, Black Nerd. I would love to meet him.
I was so mad. I did not see him there until you posted. I was so mad.
Yeah, I mean,
he was here.
I saw Morphicon and I didn't run into him once.
No, didn't see him once. Yeah, he posted a lot of content.
The man just posted, and I'm like, where were you at?
Yeah, he's a big Power Rangers fan.
I met him one time a long time ago, but I wanted to meet him again because I met him at VidCon, like in 2018. But then I wanted to see him again, but then I didn't see him at all at Power Morphicon.
That's too bad. That would have been a good one to run into for sure.
Yeah,
would have been a lot of fun.
There was one guy that I was like starstruck. I don't know, because he does like a lot of Sentai content. His name's Jem. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him. He like morphs all the time on TikTok.
Okay, I know who you're talking about. I've seen them.
Yeah, I met him and his girlfriend, and then they were just really cool people. I told him how starstruck I was, and he was just like, and we even like, he pulled out a pre-roll and we smoked that together.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Cali life. Cali.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, when in California, I guess, right? So, we've got Cindy Sanchez says, "Hey Hans."
Oh, hello, Cindy.
Yeah, so you got some fans on.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'll take a minute here just to plug a couple of things with our guest. Middle Tennessee Geek Matt is one of the reasons why I kind of got started in this and taking something that really I was kind of doing for a side and a job and kind of capturing my hobbies in it, and that's to create content. So obviously we're off to our first live stream tonight. A few technical difficulties to get started, but hey, things are moving right along. But MidTNGeek, you can find his content on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Matt, anywhere else?
I do Twitch some. Like I've done it twice. So if you do Twitch, just follow me on there. If you never know when I'm going to pop up, it'll just be random pop-ups. But yeah, everything is at MidTNGeek.
And what are you playing on Twitch?
Right. Well, the other day I finally got to play Jedi Survivor.
Oh yeah. It's supposed to be a great game. Yeah,
it's good so far.
I think we might have it. My son is kept up with a lot of the latest of the Star Wars games, but
Jedi Survivor.
Yeah, awesome. Is that the Cal Kestis storyline or continuation?
Yes. Yeah, the second one of his storyline. Cool. I played some of the first one. I just never got far with it because it was a free thing.
Yeah, so check out Middle Tennessee Geek, MidTNGeek on playing some games on Twitch. So Hans, certainly has a good presence on Instagram in terms of activity and posting daily. Matter of fact, that's so many pictures from Power Morphicon. That was one of the reasons why I wanted to have you here, because you certainly made the most of your experience there. It is at Hans X Sanitizer. We'll find his page on Instagram. I don't know. Do you have other platforms or anything that your friends and anybody follow you at, or that you get on?
I'm also on TikTok. It's just it's not Hans, it's Hans. But you'll see it there on on my Instagram bio.
Not Hans, but Hans.
Mhm.
Okay. Hans X, yeah, Hans X Sanitizer on Instagram. If you want to take a look at some of his pictures, I'm going to pull them up here in just a few minutes. And then Shakeem at Shakeem.Gardner on Instagram. Anywhere else that you post content, Shakeem?
Well, honestly, not really. I'm might start doing TikTok. I'm gonna try those. I mean, I just use it to watch stuff, but I'll try and post them. But mostly,
years, dude. Yeah.
yeah, but mostly everything's on Instagram, and whatnot. No matter what it is, between Power Rangers, my stuff I do for work and everything. Yeah, it's all on Instagram.
Yeah, matter of fact, we'll jump over a good time to flash up on the screen. So, Shakeem, we'll look at some of yours here. This is his Instagram page, and matter of fact, this was his photo dump on Power Rangers Day of all of the folks. Any of these pictures you want to talk about, or anything that you see? The first image is going to come up here. I know this is where the delay is going to get us a little bit, but I don't know if you want to walk us through any of the images here, or any particular ones that you posted up. I'm just kind of flashing them through for the viewers to see. Do you remember what all images or pictures that you took on there?
I mean, I can see it and everything, but do I know which ones I posted? 50-50 on that, because I know most of them is from Rangerstop Orlando, Rangerstop in Atlanta, the one that just passed, and then PMC and everything. I think I would say Torum and Victoria Alba. I cannot pronounce her name, but the one Victoria is the J board from Dino Fury.
Okay.
Torum is Mucus from Dino Fury and everything. Like my focus is mostly Rangers and whatnot, because I love Rangers no matter what. I mean, I'm like, you know what, some of the villains and stuff and extras and whatnot can get on some love too. And those two were just amazing in everything. And like as you can see, Victoria needed to get a little boost, so she jumps and everything. But Torum was very sweet. It was both their first con ever, and it was just amazing for me personally to see like people actually like wanted to go to their table. Someone actually dressed up as Mucus. I was like, that is creative. And cool.
I'm sure she loved that.
It was awesome. I was like, this is so great and everything.
How was Sin Wong? She seems.
Sin Wong. Oh, Sin Wong was awesome. She was very nice and everything. That was her first con as well, and everything as well. It's great that she's finally well, she has her personal life she has to get through and everything first before she decided to come up here and join in on the I guess I say morphing grade, or what else we say besides the Rangers to be in the morphing grade. I don't know what else we say for everyone else, but it's awesome to see she is now in this and everything. She was cool. She was awesome. She was nice. I don't have anything bad or would say anything bad about anyone. Honestly, they're all great. Two people, I'm gonna say three people. I guess I was maybe four people. I'm not so sure. One person's called Mike Campbell. Another group, the boy and the girl, they are called their names are Rob and Rebecca, but they go by Mighty Gems Unlimited.
Okay.
and
I
they're
think I follow
both.
them.
What's that?
I think I follow them.
Yeah, they're both Mike and then the Mighty Gens. They're both in actually my um home state of town of South Carolina, and it's always great to see them going to the other cons and whatnot because we all know each other and just like, hey, we represent the SC up in Atlanta or whatnot and everything. But Mike Campbell has a comic book shop, Captain's Comic Books and Toys in my local in my state of South Carolina, and that was the first place I went to actually get my first Power Ranger meet and greet ever. My first Power Ranger meet and greet was Jason Font
Nice.
at the comic book store. Mighty Gems Unlimited, I mean, they gave many Rangers the many gems or whatnot. Like they're very cool and awesome and everything. Tracy Lynn Cruz, she has their in space buckles. She's always signing. They're great and everything. I don't have a necklace on me right now, but if you can see in the pictures, there's a little mini morpher I always have on my neck of Tommy's morpher. Jason David Frank, I always wearing that or whatnot. Mighty Gems have made that. Literally anything Power Rangers for me to wear. I mostly love the necklaces. I get it from them no matter what and everything. To them and everything and whatnot.
Dude, that's awesome. I want a little Morpher necklace. That's sweet. That's really cool, man. Did you have a
Why am I Okay.
There we go.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're
Okay.
good. I think you maybe froze for a second.
Yeah, my screen just automatically had disconnected. But I wanted to say yeah, I hopefully hope that they get a table at least at Rangerstop or whatnot because they always have great stuff no matter what. Anything Ranger wise. Like I might have something here. Give me a minute.
He's going to get it. He's going to get it.
Right here. I got one thing right here under the table. So it's like, why not? It's not a necklace or whatnot, but it's one of the things that I get on from them and whatnot. Little box and whatnot. See here. This is here it is. This is one gem I got from them. It's Jason, David Frank, Dino Thunder, Black gem.
What? That's cool.
Yeah,
What?
Yeah.
Dude, that
They
is
make
sick.
they make these and everything. I don't know how many Rangers they gave and how many they make and whatnot, but that's them. Like they'll be.
Oh, I've seen those. Those are really cool.
Yeah,
Those
they're
are nice.
yeah they're always there, and whatnot. So I hope they get another table and everything and just kill it and keep bring out more stuff and everything.
Dude, let's go. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Couple of chats. Big fan of Chance Perez, says Cindy Sanchez. Chance is awesome. I have to agree. He was a very, very, very cool guy. Honestly, that whole group I think so highly of. To be straight, like there were some of the nicest people. The vibes were so good with them. Let's hope it stays that way, right? And in 30 years they can come back and they can all still be just as tight. We have Josh. Wish I could have gone. Got some free tickets. Couldn't get out there. Josh, that's a bummer. Yeah, man. It's such a long way, though. I was actually just going to bring up because, Shakeem, you mentioned being from South Carolina. So just for viewers and those watching, right, we're spread all over the place. We've got East Coast to Pacific time here. Hans being out in California. So
He's free back.
So was it, Shakeem, was it a very long like flight and stuff to get out there or like a long journey when you went out? Because you said it was kind of short notice, so.
Oh yeah. I just found the cheapest ticket that I did one way because I don't know why one flight would not just go with the other. So I was just like, let's do one ways and whatnot. So I did the one ways and everything. I mean, it's not that's my first PMC, but that's not my first time going out to California.
Yeah.
I've been to California many times and whatnot, and without if it doesn't have long layovers, I would say it's not a pretty bad decent trip. Maybe like 5 hours, maybe.
Yeah,
But you also got to
not that
remember
much, yeah.
you also got to remember California is 3 hours back, so that kind of makes it feel kind of long instead of
Yeah.
just being like boom right there
It's a
and
weird
everything.
flight. Yeah, it's a really weird flight. Hans,
Yeah.
was it very far for you to get to Power Morphicon?
It was just like a 15-minute flight because I could have drove, but I was driving is 6 hours, so I just flew instead.
That California traffic don't play.
No.
Yeah, for sure. Well, did you guys get to do any of the events? Any kind of after hour things? You know, I saw obviously they do the field trip every year out to a bunch of the filming locations. I don't know if you guys have ever done that, you know, prior to this or any other events.
I wanted to do that, but I couldn't like get the approval because it was on Thursday, and
Mm.
so I didn't get the approval from my boss. So I just I still worked that day, and then I flew in Thursday, and then yeah. But I went to the VIP after party, like the one in Rangerstop.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
But I kind of like the VIP party in Atlanta more.
Why
Personally.
so? Yeah, like
Just
why?
the room was bigger, and more of the Rangers were there. Not that many Rangers went to the after party for Morphicon.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah. But it's okay. I mean, like I said, but I made a lot of friends there. So it's like one of those things where you feel like a little kid again because half of those people I don't remember their names or I didn't even ask for their names. We were just playing and talking about Power Rangers.
See, if there's not an open
Oh,
bar
it
at
is.
that party, that's the problem.
Yeah, there's a bar, but like it was like
Oh,
yeah, there was a bar there. They had games. Someone was in a Deadpool costume and they played Bye 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 by NSYNC and some dance.
nice.
It's
until
on my.
until your
I
ears
remember
bled. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think someone was wearing a Power Ranger costume doing the dance right in front of Victoria. I was like, what?
Ah, not surprised. Not surprised. Any good crossover cosplay costumes like Power Rangers? You know, crossed over with Deadpool in this case, or maybe like Wolverine. Any?
Well, there was I'm not really too big on Star Wars, but there was like a group of like Mandalorian Rangers. Everyone was like taking pictures with them.
Oh, that's kind of cool. That's a neat idea.
Let me see here. I actually got to look. I'm gonna look through
Yeah,
this phone.
we'll have to find a picture of that one for sure here in just a moment. Cindy says, "I love Dino Cosmic Fury so much. I have a whole new respect for the show because of the actors, like for sure.
It's
I
like
mean, they played the hand they were dealt. You know.
yeah, it's like I went after meeting the Dino Fury cast at Rangerstop Atlanta. I went back and watched it, and like you have like a new different kind of love for the show after meeting them in person too. So I
Yep.
get that.
Yeah. Totally.
Mm.
Cindy says, for me, this year's Power Morphicon was my fourth time meeting Chance. I've met him back. I met him back in his boy band days. Then Power Morphicon 2022, a comic store, and now 2024. The real question, Cindy, is, did he remember you from all those times? I'm assuming probably so, but throw it down in the chat if if Chance remembered you after all that. So. All right. So, any other like kind of big takeaways, or maybe Matt and I have both done Ranger Stop, right, the full weekend. Having done it as a volunteer, like big differences between the two of them, good or bad, if you will. What do you guys think if you were to compare the two? What's better, what's worse?
I mean, of course, the guest lineup and everything and whatnot. But I mean, every con is different. Well, range shopping and them are very, very different from each other. I mean, like Ranger Shop
It just
has
feels like a sleepover. Like everybody's having a like a weekend slumber party in a hotel. That's what Rangerstop feels like to me.
Yeah. And the con wasn't exactly inside a hotel. It was at a whole convention center. So that's like places where that's like a thing where I guess what artists perform at or
Sure. Yeah,
however.
yeah, yeah. Where the
Yeah.
big
So
cons usually go. Yeah.
yeah, so it's a pretty big space and everything. I literally everyone agreed with me. I mean, I call PMC the Coachella of Ranger cons. And I mean, it makes sense. I mean, I'm just like every step you took was something with Rangers and whatnot. It was pretty cool and everything. I also like how can I say it? Like, well, I don't know how I can say it, but I also enjoyed there were some things that technically weren't really Rangers, but they still brought it out and everything. Like, um, I don't know if anyone ever saw the movie Surf Ninjas.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yes, I was
Yeah,
ecstatic
apparently,
to see
I think it was
they had
like
the reunion.
yeah, they had a little reunion over there. So like Ernie was there, and I didn't know. I haven't seen the movie in a good minute, but I didn't know the dude with the eye patch and everything, that was actually Ernie's dad. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
singer. Hmm.
What? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
Yeah,
is
that's
that
how you
what
seen her.
I was like, is this just a regular character? And I was like, oh, that's your dad. Didn't even know that. I mean, they had pretty much was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's shocking. You know, Ernie was there. Both Ernies were there. The little boy was there. The director was there. I mean, it was all
They
there.
should have tried to get Rob Schneider for that one. That would have been great.
Oh, that would
Oh
have been
gosh.
crazy. That would have
That
been crazy.
that would have been good.
Would have.
Well, any other kind of things to take away from the con? I mean, well, I guess one question too, just kind of piggybacking over the difference, and I almost forgot this question is, do you get as much time with the Rangers? Like as a guest, is it is everything like quicker? As far as you get to their booth, or because you remember Ranger Stop, dude, like you'd have somebody. I mean, like Hans, even in your case, right? Like you'd come back up to the booth, several times and had multiple opportunities to chat with Russell or any one of the cast members. Does that
Yeah,
really go at PMC?
it was like the same thing at PMC. I made a couple rounds because I was there all 3 days. So like I like made my rounds to like tables several times, and the Rangers remembered me. Like I said hi to like Algin Abella a couple of times, and he remembered me. Chance remembered me. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. A lot. It's like the same. They don't rush you or anything. They give you a lot of time with the Rangers.
That's good. That was kind of something that I heard a lot of on the floor was just like Power Morphicon. They just kind of like push you on through. Here's your signature and move on.
Yeah.
So it's good to hear. I mean, for someone like myself and Matt, and I'm sure a lot of other people out there who at some point probably want to make the investment to come out because it's expensive, right? You want to make sure it's a good experience all around. And so far, I think from both of you guys, and I think from all the pictures and the videos, it really looked like this year's con was a very good and successful Power Morphicon. I don't know too much of like any beef or juice, that kind of went down. I don't know if there's, if y'all want to get into any of the rumor mill or rumor territories of anything that maybe happened, but everything looked to have popped off pretty good and been a really, really solid event. I mean, I think you always have some guests that, might, push things a little, make things a little awkward. We'll just leave it at that. I think you're going to have that at any con. I see that even in my local con. But any other takeaways, any other standouts or anything else you guys want to talk about that, we tried to hit panels, cosplay, after hours stuff.
I'm just curious. Did they organize them or try to organize them in the rows by their seasons as best they could, or?
Oh, that is a good question.
Yeah.
How they organize the floor.
Oh yeah. So Dino and Cosmic were all together. Um, Jungle Fury was all together.
In Space was all together.
Yes, In Space was all together.
Beast Morphers all together.
Yep, Beast Morphers was all. Dino Charge was all together as well.
It's like even the villains and stuff, they would all be on that same lineup with that proper season.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah, Beast Morph was on one side, Dino Charge was on the other, literally facing them. Cosmic Fury and Dino Fury. You know what? They had a whole section together completely. Villains, Rangers, villains and Rangers were looking at each other from their seasons. So there was that. Jungle Fury had their whole section, and then right over next to them was people from SPD, Mystic Force, RPM. RPM was there. Like pretty much, you was at least close to your season, no matter what you were at. You ain't looking all the way.
I thought that's what they did. Curious.
What was that, Matt?
I said I fear that's what they probably did. I was just curious. You know, kind of makes it easier just kind of going on the line if that's the season you're trying to get everybody's signature.
Yeah, especially if you're signing like a whole team, like picture. Just move right down the line and get everybody in the picture, which is obviously very popular to do. Do you guys have any cons in the books? Any what's next? Are you volunteering at anything else, or Hans? Are you headed out anywhere to any other cons this season?
Nothing. I was just telling you, like Rangerstop Atlanta. I'm already like really looking forward to that, especially because I'm kind of sad. They did announce that it's going to be the last Rangerstop in Atlanta. So I really want to try to make. I really want to try to because I feel like they're going to try to make it big, like really big, this next year.
So what would make it big? Just a little sidestep from your guys' opinion. Like, what do they need to do this year to? I know this is mainly a PMC chat, but Mikey, if you hear this, what do we need to see happen this year at Rangerstop? What would make it a blowout?
Jeez.
I think rare guests.
Yeah, I don't see why not rare guests. Honestly, I mean they always have at least one or two rare guests, but like very rare guests. Like honestly, just bring a Sentai Ranger. That's it. A Sentai Ranger.
That's actually probably really really good advice. I would agree with you there. I think having some of the Sentai team would be a big hit for sure. Go ahead, Hans.
I was telling them, I was like, because I like RPM too, and I was like, can you guys try to bring Rose McKeever out here one day? But then like I know it's hard to get her because she's kind of like up there now.
She's on all kinds of shows now, but I still want her to have my side figure.
Matt, who do you hope to see next year?
I mean, on Instagram, just anybody that wasn't there this past year. Of course, we're getting on. There's always the same 4 or 5 that always come. But yeah, I mean, I think Mike Chat would be a good one to get out. I don't think he really does those.
I asked about him too. I asked Sasha Craig that. I was like, "Where's Mike Chat?" And she was like,
Lightspeed was there. A couple of them was there too.
Oh yeah, Lightspeed was there too.
Someone from Lightspeed, that'd be good. And definitely Mike Chat, just because I have his figure to sign in a custom box. So.
And then
that's blue, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so. Yep.
Also, if anyone cares, Ninja Storm is also one of my favorite seasons. I did talk to.
God, they were there too.
Yeah, I got to talk to Jorge. He played Blake, Navy Blue, and then Adam and Jason. They were Crimson and Green Samurai. They said that the next Power Morphicon, they're all gonna try to be there. Well, minus Pua, of course, because But then that Sally and Glenn are really gonna try to come out.
Oh, that'd be great.
Ooh, that'd be dope.
So I'm really excited about that. Would really want to meet Sally. And then also, like, yeah, it was just, if anyone, that's like a little tip, or not a tip, just like for next Power Morph, like a heads up for Ninja Storm fans.
That'd be actually really cool. That's one of my favorite Zords of all time. Love it, except for the tails broken to smithereens of the dolphins. But we won't talk about that. But a couple of things that I think, what are your view on having Aaron from Bat in the Sun do anything with Rangerstop or with Legend of the White Dragon, or is there too much beef?
Oh, I don't know about.
I know.
I think Aaron likes to travel.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that'd be cool. Or Jenna, get Jenna out there.
Jen was there.
I'd rather see Jenna out there this time. I'm just going to leave it at that for Rangerstop.
Get Rangerstop, get Jenna out.
But she's the best.
I think that'd be amazing. Yeah, to have Jenna out. I was also thinking. I mean, this is a really long shot, but Playmates toys. Anybody? Because they're going to be they're taking over the license for Power Rangers in 2025. And so we're one of the biggest kind of topics of things I know that Matt and I are into is obviously a lot of the action figure toy space and things like that as well. You would have never guessed it, hence the name of the channel, Trippin Over Toys. But yeah, we've as fan of kind of the toy line, we follow a lot of that real close, and a lot of the Hasbro issues, let's say, that's kind of gone on with the brand for several years now, and they had announced last year, I guess, Matt, that the Lightning Collection line was coming to an end, or at least paused.
Yeah, they were taking this year off basically, and no shows, no toys to produce to do the show, but you made a good point. I mean, Playmates, I think, said at the San Diego Comic Con, I think fall of 2025. So I mean, bring Japan's Rangerstop and make it be a reveal. I mean, why not?
Maybe even Super 7 as well. So Josh in the chat just brought up a really good point. He was talking about pre-ordering the Super 7 Draken figure. And, right now Super 7 is really the one that's kind of keeping things alive, at least in the reasonably priced category of, collectible Power Ranger figures. It'd be really cool to have some of the toy brands perhaps there. I did see a Super 7 booth at Power Morphicon. That's, I think, probably one of the biggest things that I noticed about the event is there were so many vendors. I don't know if you guys have any comments, before we wrap up the evening on maybe just what was the vendors like, were there a lot of booths to visit? Was there a lot of, stuff to buy? And what did you come home with?
That bad gas. Give me 30 seconds.
Go for it, Hans. We'll let you have it.
To be honest, I went around to a lot of the booths, but then I was on the hunt for a Lost Galaxy Megazord. That's what I really wanted. I was just I just want a Lost Galaxy Megazord for some reason. I was so fixated on it. And then I couldn't find a complete one. They were either missing the horns or the hand.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was I saw a Wild Force Megazord because I remember being a kid and having a Wild Force Megazord.
Oh, I'm jealous. I love the Wild Force swords.
Yeah, the Wild Force swords, especially. I think that was the last season where the toys had die cast. Yeah. Or I think Ninja Storm had die cast too, but I'm not sure. But Wild Force, and then I went up to the guy. I was like, "Oh, how much is this?" And he was like, "Oh, it's $420." And I was like,
"Oh, it's a cigarette, weed?"
He just said Megazord. Yeah, he just said that the Megazord was $420, and I was like, "Is it because of weed?" But I was just
I knew I could hardly see his eyes.
Yeah, I was like, $420 is a lot. I was like, never mind.
Too funny. That's awesome. All right, Shaquem's back with show and tell. What do we got, my friend?
It's nothing much. It was just it was a great offer and whatnot. So one thing I bought was from Henshin Vault. Jay-Z and them. Yeah, it's just like they always have great stuff and everything. I'm just like, this one day I'm just like, I need to get this. So one thing I definitely have bought was a samurai amulet.
Wow.
I had to get it. It was too fire. I was like, yeah, I need this. I need to hurry up and get this.
That's cool. Is it green?
Yep, full on green and everything.
There were so many people wearing that
Love
necklace.
That's a sweet necklace.
I wanted
That's
one
cool.
too, man.
We have that, and this, I'm just like, fine, I'll take it. I didn't really care, but it was kind of awesome. So it was just pretty funny. So Hunter, we all know Hunter, red paint, dino costume for your Ranger and everything. She always has a bunch of stuff on her table.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, she packs heavy. Yeah.
Yeah, she packs. It's crazy. Someone, I guess, gave her some toys, and this whole time I thought it was hers, but she said they weren't hers. So she gave them to me. I'm just like, oh, cool. I'm like, okay, I'll take them. I don't really care. So on her table, it was, I guess I'll complete this up. One of them was, I guess, the Cosmic Fury.
Dude, yeah. Those are hard to come across.
Yes, someone had that. Someone gave her the Cosmic Fury, American regular Warfare. I'm like, cool. I got that, but I ain't open mine, so now I ain't got to open it.
You got one open, yeah.
Exactly. Probably supposed to be having this and like this one. But this was just like, this is pretty cool. So someone gave her the Japanese dino.
Nice. So it actually spins.
I pressed that by mistake and everything, but
It's got a full key.
with her key and everything, I'm just like, I gotta get the other 4 then, because the one I got it came with Russell. So I'm like,
dude, that's amazing.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm on another collection spree. Go on eBay. If I gotta get another Morpho with it, at least I get all the keys. So I'm like, just give me the main 6 keys. I don't need all them extra ones. I ain't need all that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the Japanese one is so much better, just the key wise it is.
Yeah, they're a lot nicer keys. Like Russell had one at his table, I think while we were there in Atlanta.
They all have.
It was nice.
Yeah, they all had one at their table, like the actual flipping key.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it seemed like they had it at Rangerstop too. Maybe I'm wrong.
They had some of the Japanese keys, the larger ones. Yeah, like the nice flip ones.
Because I remember going to each table and just playing with all their keys.
You and every other little kid. I do the same thing too.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Absolutely, why not? Well, guys, I mean, anything else that you got, Shaquem or Hans? Any notable autographs or anything else that you brought home with you that you want the world to see before we wrap up for the night?
Autographs? I got a lot of autographs.
Do you get pictures autographed or like just their pictures at the table, or do you generally bring your own items to be autographed?
No, I just pick one of those pictures on the table.
Yeah. Usually, did Russell have more this time, Shaquem? Did he get more pictures?
What were the 3 pictures that you had with him?
Did he only have 3? You might have just answered my question.
Yeah, he just had 3. The one with no helmet, costume.
Yeah.
4 helmets.
Team.
And then just a headshot with just him and
his beautiful headshot. Yeah.
Yep. Everyone wanted the helmet ones. I was just like, yeah, I mean, but it was pretty cool that I never when I kept hearing everybody talk about it, I was watching it and thinking about it. I was like, oh crap, you was not just the Morphin Master, you was Zordon. I was like, oh, I never put that together. I was like,
I saw a picture of him and David Fielding together, and I thought that was like a full circle moment.
That was awesome and everything. Yeah, that was
what a cool legacy to have. And it's the only bad thing that I feel like, especially having met them, worked with not with them, but near them, and kind of got to know them all that weekend. I mean, they're a really good team, a really good group of people. Unfortunately, I think with fans being mixed of those episodes and of those seasons, kind of, you know, doesn't leave him with the highest legacy, right? Like ending as a Morphin Master or as Zordon. I think and I hate to say the stain of the the show or some of the perception of the show, because it's not a stain, it's not a bad thing, but it was just kind of things I was sitting at there, thinking of with that whole particular crew, right? Like you could tell who has a lot of favorite fans. Hunter's booth was slammed, constantly. Tessa's booth slammed. Jacqueline's booth slammed, constantly. And so there's definitely like fan favorites from it, but it's just sad, necessarily that, especially for the case of Zordon, like he'll never be as big as Zordon was. That's kind of what I'm trying to say, if that makes sense. But anyway, look, as long as four of us and others out in the community get a chance to interact and meet each other, and we'll keep the community together and the fandom together for sure. Like I said, I'm not the guy that's going to tell you what happened in a particular episode necessarily. That there are a few actually that I probably could, but they're generally MMPR, back in some of the original stuff I grew up watching. But I love the brand. I really hope the best for it, and thank you guys for all coming in, joining us, giving a rundown of Power Morphicon. I'm just going to look here real quick through the chat. Cindy says, I love Hunter. Got to meet her 3 times already. That's awesome. She's so nice. You could meet her multiple times, and I'm sure never have a dull moment with her.
Oh, can I say something about Hunter really quick?
Please.
There's just something really funny that from going from Rangerstop Atlanta to Power Morphicon. So I had a conversation with Hunter, and she was like, I was just like, oh, do you have any plans while you're here in Atlanta? And she was like, well, honestly, I'm like in my alone era. I want to be alone all the time. I'm just like finding myself, trying to like, because now that I'm like an actor and everything, I've never really gotten the chance to be alone and try to discover myself, this and that. Just that kind of conversation. And then going to Power Morphicon, I asked her, how is like the finding yourself going? I was like, are you doing okay now? Are you feeling better? Because I don't know if you guys remember, she wasn't feeling too good at Rangerstop.
Yeah, she would know. Yeah.
She was kind of like in a bad there, which was just understandable. I was like, it's fine. It happened. Everyone has their off days. But then when I got back together with her at Power Morphicon, I was just like, oh, how is that finding yourself, self-discovery journey going? And she was like, Hans, I was just having a bad day that day. I'm like, I don't know. I was just being over dramatic. I'm totally fine. And it was just like, okay.
Hey, we all have those days. Like, the world's ending, life is meaningless.
Yeah, I just thought it was funny that was her response.
That's too funny.
I'm very like Hunter like every time at a con, so I'm just like I see, like it's very funny. Like I see people with her like talking to her and everything. And like I can literally look at her and she looks at me because she knows we're one of the meet and greets. It's just like that ain't none of my business. I don't because she knows I'm gonna laugh and everything. But I try and help her in the best way I could. But it's just so funny and everything. I'm just like, oh, I ain't looking. I'm gonna look on this way before I keep laughing. she knows she gives me a look every time with everything. I'm just like,
I mean, it's cool to have that kind of relationship with a lot of let's say a lot of them, right? I think the 3 of you guys, particularly Matt, you included. I mean, there's certainly some Rangers who you've been able to. I'm not going to necessarily say like we're best buds or anything like that, but somebody who's going to recognize you,
right?
And someone who you've met multiple times, and if you were to see them out on the street somewhere, they'd probably recognize you. Which is, I mean, I think that's a cool feeling, especially from folks who most of us as younger men, adolescents growing up. looked up to and actually probably wanted to be a lot of these folks at some point. Their character, at least, if nothing else, and really liked what their characters stood by. So Cindy says, I'm really close with Chance. That's awesome. Great person to be close with.
Yeah.
Chance is my favorite Power Ranger. So, well, hopefully we continue to see more of that group and continue to be at the conventions. I really hope that Russell and that whole group makes it back to Rangerstop next year. Really eager to see what happens with Rangerstop. I did hear, and something I wanted to note before we wrap up the live stream, see if you guys know anything about this, but I saw some stuff on maybe bringing Power Morphicon like light or like a smaller version of it, maybe to Texas. I don't know. Did they used to do multiple shows?
Like Express or something to call it.
That's the first time I'm hearing about that. I never heard about that. Hans, you're in California.
Breaking news. Yes.
Heard about that.
Yeah. So Matt, what did you say? Power Morphicon Express is what you've heard?
I think it's what they were calling it. So it's like a mini version of it.
And Texas, was that right? Is that because they wanted to have it like centrally located? Maybe bring this one to the East Coast, but
I didn't hear anything as far as location, but there's a lot of growth in Texas with Power Ranger fandom and cons and whatnot.
I have friends in Texas, so I would go.
I'm on it. Yeah.
I got friends in Texas.
I hear Nashville's a really good spot for conventions. We have a nice convention center. Just saying. So it'd be nice and close. But no, have either of you guys purchased tickets yet for Rangerstop?
I have.
I'm gonna get on that after I finish Incredible Con. It's a local Comic Con that's happening in my hometown of Charleston, but it has Johnny Young Bosch, and I'm just like, I've seen this dude so many times. I'm meeting him. Once I meet him, I think that's probably 3 sets of Rangers that I finally can.
And Johnny Young Bosch is actually like by me right now.
Oh yeah,
he gets around.
Yeah, he gets around.
Yeah, he's in Sacramento right now. I wanted to go see him.
It's funny because a lot of them, could probably make career. I don't know how much money necessarily is in it. Doing the math of how much signatures cost, how much all the back end payment for this and that has to happen, and managers get this and that. Some of them I could see coming out pretty darn good after a big con, and the amount of cons that some of them do, it's just like they're basically their career now is just conventions, and that's their career.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't guess I blame them. I'm sure it's very exhausting and tiring, but Johnny's one of the ones that kind of come to mind that's just always on the road, always at a con. You've seen a lot of David Yost this year, moving around. See a lot of Kat, Nikita, they're all over the place. Steve's all over the place. But these folks are also like hustling extra stuff when they go to the cons.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you approach Steve Cardina's table, you're gonna buy something you didn't intend on buying.
Oh yeah, he pushes that point.
Yeah. Font was similar, but not as car salesy. It's a terrible term to use because Steve's not car salesy, but he's a little more assertive with it than someone like Jason was. But and I get it. That's their thing, and we're all there to support them. We want to see them. Hopefully be able to keep doing this, at least interacting with the fans for years to come.
Yes. Keep going.
Well, tell you what, guys, we've been going about almost an hour and a half now. I feel like we got over our technical hurdles at the very beginning of all this, and but looks like everything kind of smoothed out. We got it all figured out here. But as far as chats and things go, Russell was so nice, says Cindy, and Cindy says probably going to SplatCon in October. It sounds like it could be like some sort of Nickelodeon-based con.
Pretty much. In California, Hans?
Yeah, that one's gonna be in LA. That's pretty much gonna be a Nickelodeon con. So honestly, if any Power Rangers, pretty much all of Neo Saban era,
Yeah.
some Hasbro's, they were on Nickelodeon, so they're going. Like Russell's going, Jazz, Abraham, Hunter, Jordan,
Oh, that's
um,
sick.
Brennan. I can't remember, I think Liana. She was Roxy from Beast Morphers and whatnot. But like literally, if your season was on Nickelodeon, you can go. Um, they even bring in the 3 people from Nested Classified. Um, the voice of Tommy Pickles. I was
What?
like, yes. I was
Her
like,
name
oh,
escapes
I
me,
gotta
but I
go
know
to
it.
this one. I'll do that when I hit on the lottery, so I can do back-to-back cons just like that. So
The private jet.
right now, I'm just focused on this one I got that's coming up in the next 2 weeks. Then after that, we getting everything prepared for Rangerstop, ATL,
Yeah.
in Orlando.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
unfortunately, I won't be there the whole weekend this time. I will be there all day Friday and about half of the day Saturday. I'll come in as an actual guest this time. Won't be able to volunteer. We've got my 40th year birthday is coming up this next year, and so we've got a big blowout trip to Disney planned. In my non-Power Ranger life, Disney and Disney Parks is one of the other fandoms that I'm really get into. And so, yeah, I decided I want to spend my 40th birthday celebration at Disney. So we're going to actually start that trip off at Rangerstop, and we're going to head from Atlanta on down to Orlando. So I'll definitely get to see all of you guys then. Hopefully Braxton will be there. I saw you had a picture with him. And did he come out to PMC? Did you?
yeah, he did because we met. Well, one dude was Braxton was cool with one dude and everything, and that dude had got an Airbnb, just a little mini RV or whatnot. Wasn't bad, very nice, nothing too fancy or whatnot, but still good enough. Um, Bracken was going, and I'm just like, and some other people were going. I'm just like, all right, let's go. I don't really care. Why not? So I'm just like, it comes every 2 years, so I'm just like,
Yeah.
I got at least one.
I do think I'm going to put Orlando or try to get to the Orlando Rangerstop at some point. But, maybe if they do a PMC Express or Light or whatever they're going to call it out in Texas, maybe at some point I can get there. It's just, man, it's such a haul getting out to Cali because it'd be me, my wife, my son. You pay for 3 people, airfare, hotel, all that stuff. It gets crazy. And anyway, so it looks like, just to wrap a few things up here, Josh, next con is Grand Rapids in November. Is the Grand Rapids con? That's up in Michigan, I believe. Grand Rapids, Michigan. Cindy asks, if you want to volunteer, do they choose who you'll be volunteering for? Or can you choose who you want to volunteer for? I know in my case, they assigned me. Shakeem, you've done a lot of volunteering. Have you ever been able to request a person or?
I didn't start doing volunteer until literally like 2 years ago and whatnot. And I just signed up to volunteer, and with the experience that I had for at least one con and everything, someone always notices me and whatnot, and then I just come up out of nowhere, like I'm applying to do volunteer, then I click handler and whatnot, and then they just in a way tell me who I got. I mean, like I ain't picky.
I'm not
If
picky. Yeah, it's same here. Yeah.
If I could pick, why not? But I ain't picky. I'm around people I've watched ever since I was little and everything. And you are picking me to be with them. So now my job is to make sure that they don't be stressed like crazy. I like helping them. Don't be stressed. Do what you gotta do. Enjoy yourself within the con, but still do what you gotta do. So I'm happy to just be with whoever I get. I'm never like, oh, I want them. But I'm just like, it is. Now the people who I get signed to are just like, oh, let's go.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Have you thought about ever volunteering, Hans, or do you like the guest experience better?
I would like to volunteer. Like if I were given the chance to, I just don't know how to.
So, go on to, at least for Rangerstop. A lot of cons are like this. There's usually a volunteering section in the page, and you just submit an application for it. Now, they don't generally get things going until maybe like I think I did my interview maybe like 2 months before Rangerstop, something like that, month and a half. And then Christy eventually started trickling out some information, the closer that we got to it. But yeah, if you're interested, I mean, I think it's a neat experience. Matt had media and probably did more with his media. My son, we got a media pass with him, but we didn't do as much with the pass as he did. So, it's like I've actually got, I think every badge that they had at Rangerstop, because Russell forgot his guest badge on the back of the chair, and so I of course grabbed it. So I have Russell's guest badge from Rangerstop. I offered it back to him. To be fair, I told him, I was like, I got this, and I'll be glad to mail it back to you. And he was like, no, man, keep it. So kind of a cool memento from him. As long as this basketball that honestly I don't know what to do with either, if I'm being honest. But I mean, like, what am I gonna do with this basketball? And it's not that I'm not a Clippers fan. I mean, I just generally don't watch a lot of basketball. But hey, they tell a good story.
There you go.
That's the perfect thing. Well, guys, I really appreciate everybody coming and hanging out with us. Everybody in the chat, definitely thank you so much for being active, asking questions. Hopefully in future streams, we'll get this worked out so that I can get the chat and stuff on screen. And we can, be a little more interactive in that sense as well. But thanks for bearing with us and hanging in there. If anybody got anything last call for any call outs for PMC, otherwise we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. All right. Looks like our crew's good. So Hans, Shaquem, Matt, thanks again, guys. And thanks everybody for watching. Well, as I like to say, get tripping, and we'll see you soon. Have a good one. Bye, everybody.
Peace out, y'all. Thank you for having me. It was fun. It's a blast.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Okay. Cool, guys. I just ended the stream, so we're all good now. Just between us. Chat